Jude explains the situation, and Hamid tells him the whole story, saying he's looking for work. After a few questions, the man calms down a bit and says his name is Crawford. He says the caravan park needs a maintenance worker and he's willing to give them a chance. He tells them to think it over and then return to their car. Hamid comments that Crawford is a very strange man, and Jude agrees. But at the same time, they can't see how they could refuse a job in their situation. So they accept his offer and ask to be paid in cash. When Crawford talks about accommodation and food, Hamid says they can sleep anywhere if necessary. But Crawford interrupts, saying he can pay them with no problem, but living on site is absolutely necessary and non-negotiable. In fact, he doubts they'll even need money, since everything they'll need will be provided here. Without paying much attention to this last statement, the two agree to the job. Crawford takes them to the room where they'll be staying and explains that the caravan park is called Bogeyville and is owned by Adil Madison. There's nothing that needs fixing there. All the work is on the farm itself. Hamid and Jude will have free time from dawn until sunset, but they are strictly forbidden from leaving the house after dark, and they can't receive any visitors at night. Also, the basement and attic must always remain locked. After agreeing to everything, Hamid talks to Jude about these crazy rules, and his anxiety grows with every strange word and sinister hint from the farmer. Crawford decides that Bogeyville is outside the responsibilities of these two newcomers. He confirms that all the residents are now asleep and comfortable inside their caravans, and then the two of them find a charred skeleton in front of them. Crawford explains to them that this was a man named Terry. Hamid is terrified. His heart almost stops from the shock, and he loses his patience, shouting and wanting to know what is really happening in this place. Crawford tells him, "I'll show you. It's easier than explaining." And he goes to open the door of one of the caravans and introduces them to a resident named George, who lives with his mother. Hamid barely looks inside and then runs away when he sees a terrifying creature attacking him. He says he doesn't want to know what that was and that he's leaving immediately, but the farmer tells him that's impossible. He confesses that Bogeyville is solidating vampires. Adil and Madison, who lives in the basement, are among them. The deal between them is that Crawford will guard them during the day, and Madison promised not to eat them. Hamid takes some time to process all this madness, and Crawford warns him that if he tries to escape, the vampire will smell him quickly and won't let anyone who knows their secret get away. After discovering all this, Hamid now faces a very difficult task, explaining the situation to Jude, who has already started to wonder about the noise coming from the attic. Then we learn that the person living upstairs is Lily, the girl who attacked Dudley, and she is Crawford's daughter. He tells her about the new guards and asks her to spend a few days in the basement with her uncle Madison until they get used to the place. The girl wonders why they need to host new people, and here Crawford reveals that, unlike his daughter, he is aging normally, and after a while, he won't be able to keep guarding Bogeyville. So it's time to train someone he trusts to one day take his place. When he finds Hamid and Jude in the hallway, he lies to them, saying he was scaring off animals in the parking lot, and assures them again that the door will always remain locked. It's clear that Lily is the only secret he's not ready to share with the two of them yet. At night, Hamid wakes up in the middle of the night, goes to look out the window out of curiosity but doesn't see anything strange. He sneaks out of the room and looks at the attic door lock. Here, Crawford catches him red-handed, scolds him, tells the young man to go back to bed, and reminds him that he has to live by the rules or he won't live long at all. Meanwhile, Nick is leaving the bar with a woman named Betsy. Suddenly, Betsy gets scared and says she heard something. Nick doesn't care until she screams and points at his pickup truck, where they find a little girl sitting with her back to them. Nick tells the girl to get down, but she doesn't move. Betsy says maybe she doesn't speak English. Nick touches her shoulder and asks if she's okay. Suddenly, Lily turns her face and reveals her demonic nature to these new victims. Now, Sheriff Jim has a bunch of strange cases piling up on his desk, and suspects that Dr. Carol, the medical examiner, has a hunch she's not too excited to share. He's eager to solve the situation whatever it is, but as soon as she mentions vampires, Jim bursts out laughing and tells the doctor to stay away from the chloroform. Even though he doesn't believe it, he's a bit shaken when she tells him the grace period will get shorter every night, and that these blood-drained bodies will keep appearing.